Welcome back sa ating video guys. Ngayon naman ay pag-uusapan natin itong bagong labas na PMES o PMS na inilabas o initial sa pamamagitan ng DepEd Memo number 17 Series of 2025. Tara, let's go! Okay, ngayon guys, nandito tayo. Babasahin natin ang memo tungkol sa Performance Management and Evaluation System for Teachers in the school year 2024-2025. So this memo is issued last February 7, 2025. So ang memo na to ay DepEd Memorandum number 17 series of 2025. So ang title ng memo na ito ay Interim Guidelines for the Department of Education Performance Management and Evaluation System for Teachers in the school year 2024-2025. Okay. Faithful to its commitment to providing support to teachers to be able to deliver quality education for Filipino learners, and Department of Education reviewed the Result Performance Management System or RPMS issued as DepEd Order DO number 2 series of 2015 guidelines on the establishment and implementation of the results-based performance management system RPMS in the Department of Education, ensuring streamlined, provided, and simplified processes and requirements for the performance management system. As the comprehensive guidelines for the revision of DO number 2 series of 2015 are underway, DepEd hereby issues the enclosed interim guidelines for the DepEd Performance Management and Evaluation System PMES for teachers in the school year 2024-2025. So, yan yung legal basis natin ah, kung bakit nagkaroon ng ah, interim guidelines for the Department Performance Management Evaluation System or PMES ngayon 2024-2025. So, uh, this interim guideline shall lift the suspension of the implementation of the Performance Management System for teachers for the OSEC 2024-001 guidance on the implementation of DepEd Results-Based Performance Management System relative to Executive Order Number 61 Series 2024. This shall address the identified concerns relative to the current implementation of performance management for teachers. Further, this shall complete the 3-year cycle of the Teacher Performance Assessment per DepEd Memorandum DM number 008 series of 2023 Multi-Year Guidelines on the Resource-Based Performance Management System Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers, which covers all 37 Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers PPST indicators. Okay, this memorandum shall cover all teachers in public elementary and secondary schools. So lahat ng teachers ay kasali dito sa pag-implement ng Performance Management Evaluation System o PMES, and as well as community learning centers including alternative learning system as madrasa, special needs education, and special science teachers. It shall guide the ratees, raters, approving authorities, and other stakeholders in managing and evaluating teachers' performance aligned with the PPST. Furthermore, these interim guidelines for PMES for teachers shall implemented starting the fourth quarter of school year 2024-2025. So saktong-sakto yung memo na ito, no? Kasi kakasimula pa lang ng ating fourth quarter. So, let's continue. Only PMES related activities conducted upon the issuance of this memorandum shall be recognized and accepted to provide the rating of the teacher performance. So, all other provisions of DM 008 Series 2023 which are not affected by these guidelines shall remain in effect unless otherwise repealed, modified, or amended by subsequent policies. So, signed ito ng ating Deputy Secretary Sani Angara. So, ang reference ng memo na ito, syempre ang DepEd Order Number 2 Series of 2015 and DepEd Memorandum Number 008 Series of 2023. So, basahin natin. Ano ba ang nasa loob o ano ba ang guidelines na ito na PMES for Teachers 2024-2025? So, interim guidelines for the DepEd Performance Management and Evaluation System, PMES, for teachers for school year 2024-2025. Performance Management and Evaluation Cycle and Timeline. So, ang PMES, meron itong cycle, meron itong timeline na sinusunod din. So, parang katulad din nito ng RPMS, no? So, meron din itong sinusunod na cycle. So, ano ba itong mga cycle na ito? So, tingnan natin dito, makikita natin ang cycle ng, ayan. So, Figure 1 PMES cycle for teachers for school year 2024-2025. So, ang cycle na ito ay merong 4 phase. 4 phases ito. So, phase 1 is the performance planning and commitment. Phase 2, performance monitoring and coaching. Phase 3, performance review and evaluation. And phase 4, performance rewarding and development planning. So, may 4 phases yan. So, ano ba yung mga nakapaloob sa cycles or phases ng ating PMES? So, dito natin yung makikita sa figure 2, timeline of PMES for teachers for school year 2024-2025. So, dito nakalagay yung phases or cycles ng ating PMES. Dito yung mga activities or mga tasks na gagawin natin. Dito naman yung tools na gagamitin natin. Sino ba yung mga involved na person or responsible persons dyan at ano yung schedule ng mga phases na ito. So phase 1, performance planning and commitment. So ang gagawin dyan is discussion of target objectives. So paano yan? Gagamit tayo ng tools, copy of the individual performance commitment and review form. So sino ang persons involved? Siyempre ang raters and ratees. So kailan yan? Beginning of the fourth quarter. So since nasa beginning na tayo ng fourth quarter, possible within few weeks or few days, baka magkaroon na tayo ng magawa na natin to sa ating mga schools. So phase 2, performance monitoring and coaching. So dalawa yan. So may full period classroom observation 1 and or 2 and my coaching and monitoring session. So sabi dito full period classroom observation 1 or 2. So ito malalaman natin bakit and or 2 yan siya. Bakit hindi end lang, bakit meron pang or, mamaya malalaman niyo kung bakit. Siyempre, ang tools na kailangan para sa observation, siyempre, ang COT pa rin, Classroom Observation Tool. Sino-sino ang involved na person, ratees and raters or observers. Schedule, anytime in fourth quarter. So, anytime pwede tayo ma-obserbahan dyan. So, dito naman sa coaching and monitoring, siyempre, ang rater, meron yung performance monitoring and coaching form or PMCF. And ratees and raters pa rin and regularly in fourth quarter. So regular yan na monitor tayo. So phase 3, performance review and evaluation, performance assessment of teachers with final rating in the IPCRF, raters, ratees, and approving authorities. Siyempre ang persons involved. And after last day of classes yan natin magagawa. Phase 4, dito naman tayo sa Phase 4, Performance Rewarding and Development Planning. So, finalization of individual development plans. So, nandyan ang ating IPCRF, IDP, syempre, di yan mawawala. At syempre, ang persons responsible, ratees and raters. So, kailan yan? Syempre, after the last day of classes. So, sino-sino ba yung mga ating maoobserbahan dito? So, the performance management and evaluation of teachers shall use the PPSD-based tool proficient and highly proficient teachers. So, dito na naman tayo sa proficient teachers and highly proficient teachers. Sino ba ang mga teachers na yan? So, teachers who will use proficient teacher tools are expected to professionally independent in the application of skills vital for teaching and learning process. So, sino ba tong mga to? So, nandito yan. So, the following teacher position include those are similar rank that teach under the alternative learning system as madrasa, special needs, education as SNED, and or special science education shall use the professional tools. Sino-sino yung mga nasa proficient teacher na to? Siyempre, nandiyan teacher 1, 2, and 3. And kapag nagkaroon na tayo ng career progression, madadagdag na dito ang teacher 4, 5, 6, and 7. That is according to Executive Order or EO number 174/2022 establishing expanded career progression system for public school teachers. Okay, master teachers who will use the highly proficient teacher tools. So, dito tayo sa highly proficient teachers. Siyempre, ang gagamitin nila ay yung para din sa highly proficient teacher tools. Sino-sino ba ang mga ito? Siyempre, the following master teacher positions include also the similar rank teacher under the ALS, Madrasa, SNED, and or special science education shall use the highly proficient teacher tools. Sino ba itong mga highly proficient teachers? Siyempre, Master Teacher 1, 2, 3, and 4. And syempre, kapag nagkaroon na rin tayo ng nasama na yung mga teachers sa ah, career progression, madadagdag na dyan yung Teacher 5 position. Syempre, based din yan sa EO number 174 series of 2022 and its IRR. Okay? Syempre, ang ating PMESA for school year 2024-2025. Siyempre yan ay nakaset ang objective sa PPSD. So, ang ating PMES ay mayroong 14 objectives composed of classroom observable indicators, COIs, and non-classroom observable indicator, NCOIs of the PPSD. And the plus factor shall not be included in the list of objectives for the teacher PMES. So, hindi kasama sa objectives na to ang plus factor. Okay, what are these objectives? So, dito, sa proficient teachers, for teacher 1 to teacher 4 or teacher 3, tayo ay mayroong 14 objectives. So, yan. Kita dyan. So, meron tayong mga COIs dito. Applied knowledge and content within and across curriculum teaching areas. Siyempre, di yan mawala. So, meron tayong classroom observable na 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 classroom observable indicators at meron tayong 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 non-classroom observable indicators. So, dito naman tayo sa highly proficient teachers. Sila ay mayroong 14 din, syempre. Okay, ang kanilang classroom observables ay 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 classroom observable indicators at meron silang 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 non-classroom observable indicators. So, assessment, paano ba tayo i-assess? The performance assessment shall focus on the demonstration and achievement of the PPSD classroom observable indicators and non-classroom observable indicators, which are translated as objectives in the performance management and evaluation of teachers. Okay. 1 or 2 full period classroom observations shall be required to be conducted in assessing the performance of teachers for classroom observable objectives. Ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina. Bakit doon nakalagay sa taas? may nakalagay 'di ba kanina dun sa phases. Balikan lang natin. May nakalagay dito, full period classroom observation 1 and or 2. Bakit siya and or? Pwede namang 1 and 2 observations, di ba? Bakit nakalagay and or? 1 and or 2. Kasi dito sa ating observation, sa assessment, para kung magkakaroon tayo ng classroom observations, mamimili ang teacher. So, bakit, asan yan? Nandito yan sa number 15. Okay, there shall be two scheduling options for the full period classroom observation. So, ang teacher magkakaroon siya ng dalawang options. Pwede siyang mamili. So, nandito yan sa option A and option B. So, option A, kung pipiliin ng teacher ay option A, ito yung gagawin niya. Two full period classroom observations in fourth quarter with objectives, classroom observation indicators distributed across observations. So, ang teacher dito ay, kung ito yung pinili ng teacher, option A, magkakaroon siya ng dalawang classroom observation. So, yung dalawang classroom observation na yun, ay hahatiin niya yung mga COIs, classroom observation indicators. Ito, yan, hahatiin niya. Example, sa first observe sa first first classroom observation na gagawin ng teacher, ah ang objective na kaya niya lang ay objective 1, 3, 4, and 5. So, yan lang. So, sa next na magkakaroon ulit ng classroom observation, hindi na ito yung ipapa-observe niya. Ang ipapa-observe na niya ay yung number 6, 7, 8, 9 naman. Okay. So, ibig sabihin, kaya siya nagkaroon dito ng nagkaroon siya ng dalawang classroom observation ay dahil hinati niya yung classroom indicators na or objectives na ng nasa classroom observation indicators. So, ibig sabihin, hindi mo kaya lahat na mapa-observe sa isang klase. Kaya, ang gagawin mo, hatiin mo yun sa dalawang sessions. Ngayon, kung ang balak mo naman ay ang option B, ito ang gagawin mo. One full period classroom observation in fourth quarter covering all objectives. Ibig sabihin, sa isang klasihan lang, sa isang classroom observation lang, gusto mo magpa-observe ng isang klase, full class observation, ang mangyayari dyan, dapat lahat ng objectives ay makita na dun sa classroom, sa buong classroom observation na yon. So, ngayon, ikaw, nasa iyo na yung decision kung option A ba yung gusto mo, dalawang session yung gagawin sa'yo, or isang session lang, isang obserbahan lang. Yan. Pero lahat na ng objectives ay nandoon. So, maganda rin tong option B kasi hindi ka na problema pa kasi lahat na nandoon, isang bagsakan na lang ng classroom observation. Pero syempre, hindi naman madali yun. Syempre, lahat ng objectives nandoon, dapat ma-meet mo agad. So, kung nahihirapan ka na magawa lahat ng objectives sa isang klasihan lang, pwede ka dito sa option B, dalawang session. Hatiin mo yung observation, indicators, mga objectives, hatiin natin yan. Pwedeng, ito, 1, 3, and 4 lang muna. And the next session na classroom observation, 5, 6, 7, 8 naman, or 9 yung gagawin mo. Pwede mong hatiin yan. Or kung anong gusto mo, 1, 3, 5, 7 muna. Tapos next session, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 naman yung next session. So, depende sa'yo. Or, gusto mo yung option B, lahat ng classroom observation indicator, lahat ng objectives na yan ay magagawa mo, kaya mo siya gawin sa isang session lang, makikita na agad yan ng rater. So, walang problema. Lahat yan, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, lahat yan kaya mo pakita sa isang classroom observation lang, walang problema. Yan ay nasa option. So dito meron tayo ditong um, outline sample. So option A, to full period classroom observation scheduling distribution of COIs for SY 2024-2025 for proficient and highly teachers. So dito, meron tayong sample outline ng option A, yung pag-distribute ng indicator. So example dito sa um, option A, first full period. Ito yung first observation sa'yo. So, example, ang gusto mo lang ay 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 4, 6, 8. Yan lang yung kaya. Walang problema. Then sa second, dapat 1, 4, 5, 7, and 9 naman yung, kaya, yung gagawin mo. Wala rin problema yan. So, dito naman sa highly proficient naman, meron dito yung sample na first full period classroom observation, 1, 3, and 7. Then sa second full period naman ay 1, 5, 7 naman. Yan. Pero kung ang gagawin mo naman ay option B, eto, ang gagawin, lahat ng objectives, lahat ng classroom observation indicators ay dapat present na sa buong classroom observation mo. So, ang mga classroom observation indicator dyan or observable indicator ay objective 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So, tayo ay mayroong 9. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bakit na ito nandito? 8 yan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, 8 yan 8. At sa master teachers naman ay 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Total of 4 indicators. So, objective 1, 3, 5, and 7. So, prerequisite and consequential teaching learning materials and documents such as lesson plans, instructional materials, assessment results, and other teaching materials shall be used as basis for assessing classroom observable objectives during the pre and post classroom observation conference. So, yun pa rin, katulad ng dati, present pa rin yan yung mga lesson plan, yung mga instructional materials, assessment materials, or results. Kagaya pa rin ng dati. Yun pa rin naman yung ano. Okay, documents considered as means of verification or proof demonstration and achievement objective shall not be required to be organized in a physical portfolio for submission at the end of school year. However, teachers are encouraged to have their own repository teaching learning materials documents to facilitate accessibility and resource sharing. So, ano ba yung mangyayari sa pre-observation? So, una, okay, sa pre-observation, nandiyan yung ratee, ang teacher, and rater. Observer shall agree on a schedule. Dapat meron tayong schedule. I-schedule kayo niyan. So, kailan ba yan? The schedule must be set at least 3 working days before the classroom observation. So, dapat magkakaroon kayo ng pre-con. Mm, magkakaroon ng pre-con. In the event that the agreed observation did not push through due to conflict schedules, they must reschedule the soonest possible time. So sa pre-con, pag-uusapan ano ba yung mga gagawin, ano ba yung gagawin ng teachers, and dyan, so on and so forth. Dapat yan ay 3 working days before the actual classroom observation. So kung ang schedule nyo halimbawa ay Webes or Thursday, dapat uh, Monday pa lang, hmm, Monday pa lang ay nakapag pre-con na. So, Monday, Tuesday, uh, bibilang kayo ng 3 days niyan. So, Monday kayo nag-pre-con, Tuesday, first day, second day natin ay Wednesday, third day ay Thursday. Dapat sa Thursday na yung ating actual classroom observation. Ganun yan. In case unsafe circumstances or fortuitous events outside control of school, natural man-made calamities, disaster reluctance, and such schools may be allowed to deviate from prescribed timeline, conducting classroom observations, provided that the adjusted schedule is approved by the SDS, provided further that all applicable classroom observation modes are exhausted prior to submitting the request. Okay, the default mode of classroom observation shall be in-person face-to-face observation. In case of any national or local pronouncements that may affect the operation of the school, the following modes of alternative classroom observation may be considered. So ano ba to? A. Online synchronous classroom observation. B. Online asynchronous classroom observation. And letter C. Classroom observation via learning action cells. So dito naman tayo sa actual observation. So during the actual classroom observation, the teacher shall deliver the lesson. For purposes of rating the performance, classroom observation shall be done for the entire class period. So, entire class na yung pag-observe natin. So, ganun pa rin naman dati. Entire class pa rin yung period. Raters or observers shall only use the observation notes form to record comments and observation on the teacher's performance. So, kagaya pa din dati, meron pa rin yung observation notes. For highly proficient teachers, colleagues shall be allowed to observe as part of the mentoring and coaching activities. Yes. Post-observation. Dito tayo sa post-observation. Pagkatapos na ng observation, ano ang gagawin? So, meron dito individual rating. The raters rate the performance of the teacher using the COT appropriate to the raters teacher's level. Only those indicators expected to be observed in the observation period as specified in figures 5 and 6 shall be given rating. So, yun nga. Kung ang pinili mo ay option A, dalawang session, kung alin doon yung kung ano yun dun yung objectives na i-observe lang, yun lang yung ma-observe. So, para sa first full period na observation, kung ano lang yung dun yung present na observation na gusto mong i-achieve, yun lang. Yung iba naman ay dun nasa second session. Pero kung ang pinili mo ay option B, lahat ng objectives maipapakita mo, kaya mo ipakita sa one full classroom observation, walang problema din. Inter-observer agreement exercise. Observer shall meet to discuss the individual rating given in case of different ratings. They shall come up with a final rating. The final rating shall not be an average but a final rating based on reasoned and consensual agreement. Post-observation conference. The rater shall conduct post-observation conference with the uh, post-observation conference with the ratee to discuss his or her experience, and performance during the classroom observation, allowing the ratee to reflect on his or her strengths and areas for improvement and enhancement. So it is recommended that the post-observation conference is conducted in a supportive of friendly environment. So yun, always naman yan, no, kahit dati pa, nung, hindi, nung dati pa, mga few years, di ba? Mm, Kada tapos ng observation, meron talagang post-conference. Post-observation conference talaga. Dinidiscuss doon kung ano ba yung ah, nangyari sa observation, sasabihin ng rater kung ano yung mga na-observe niya, bakit ganun yung rating na naibigay, di ba? So, and the same way din yung ratee ay makakapag-reflect siya, na makakapagbigay siya or makaka-realize siya kung ano ba yung mga maling hindi niya nagawa, ano ba yung mga magandang nagawa niya din within the classroom observation, within the class, during the discussion sa klase niya. So, yun nga, makakapag-discuss sila ng mga experiences and performances ng teacher during that classroom observation. And it really helps the teacher then and as well as the rater. So, natutulungan na ang teacher na ma-enhance pa yung teaching niya, point out din or ma-appreciate din yung mga nagawa niyang maganda during the classroom observation. And it also helps the rater as well. Kasi na titingnan din tama ba yung naging judgment niya dun sa observation, tama ba yung naging rate niya. Baka mamaya may nabigyan niya ng mababang rate pero nagawa pala ng teacher yung dapat gawin. Or nabigyan niya ng mataas dahil dahil na-appreciate niya yung nagawa ng teacher na maganda rin no ah, during the classroom observation. So, ganyan. During the post-classroom observation conference, teaching materials and documents such as activity sheets, assessment materials, assessment results, and other materials shall be given appropriate ratings in IPCRF and non-classroom observable objectives when applicable using PMES tools appropriate to the level of the teacher. So yun, lahat yun ay mapupunta sa non-classroom observable objectives yan. Mga activity sheets, lahat ng mga ginamit natin during the classroom observation ay mapupunta yan sa or marirate yun during the uh, marirate yun based on the non-classroom observable objectives. So dito tayo sa assessment of non-classroom observable related objectives. The ratings shall consistently demonstrate achievement of non-classroom observable objectives throughout the school year as teaching and learning activities such as learning action cell or LAC sessions, coaching and mentoring sessions, and learning programs and others as conducted. RATIs are expected to provide evidence and documentation of demonstration and achievement of the objectives promptly rather than waiting for the end of the school year. Assessments such as evidence and documents are cross-cutting and targeting multiple objectives, which means that there is no need to reproduce or duplicate copies of the documents per objective. The rater shall then assess this evidence and provide ratings using the tool appropriate to the level of the teacher. So, naka-highlight dito, no? Naka-bold yan, naka-bold. No portfolio, no portfolio for performance assessment shall be collected. So, the ratees and raters shall refer to the figure 7 and 8 for the matrices outlining possible accepted evidences of demonstration achievement of the objective. So, tingnan natin ito. Okay, ito. Ito yung figure 7 and figure 8. Okay. So, dito tayo sa figure 7. So, matrix of documentation for proficient teachers para to sa mga teacher 1 to teacher 3. At kung magkakaroon ng career progression, makakapasok na yung teacher 4 to 7. So, ito yung mga ano ba yung mga dapat nating i-prepare na ah, proofs or MOPs para dito sa mga objectives na ito. So, sa objective 1, so, classroom observable siya. So, dapat yan ay meron tayong COT, rating sheet or inter-observer form. Kung meron man na other observers, dapat yan ay face-to-face or in-person classroom observation. Pero depende yan kung meron nga, sabi nga dun kanina, di ba? Kung may mga pangyayari na hindi natin kontrolado, katulad ng mga calamities or uh, other uh, natural disasters na mangyayari na hindi naman natin control. So, pwede tayo magkaroon ng asynchronous or synchronous online observations or classroom observation through LAC session. So, number of MOPs, 1 or 2. Bakit 1 or 2? Kasi nga, di ba, pwede mamili ang teacher kung 2 sessions ng classroom observation or 1 lang. So, ano ba yan? So, objectives 1 to 9, so isa lang ang ating MOPs. So, for objective 2, non-classroom observation, observable indicator, So, any one of the following. So, any one of the following tayo dapat ay mayroon tayo ng kahit ano dito. Ano ba yun? So, dapat tayo ay mayroong lesson plan. So, ano ba yung lesson plan? Example, meron tayong DLP, DLL, WHLP, WLL, lesson exemplars, and the likes. So, meron din tayong activity sheets. Meron din tayong assessment materials and others. And syempre, nakabold dito. Huwag natin kakalimutan yan. With annotation describing the use of the research-based knowledge and principles of teaching and learning process. So, 1 and 2 rin yan, syempre. Depende kasi yan sa session kung option A or option B yung ginawang pinili mong options. And for objective 10, non-classroom pa rin, any one of the following proof of implementation of learning program. So example dyan, progress report or accomplishment report, proof of contextualization, localization, and indigenization of learning program. Example, or progress report or technical report. Number three, proof of adaptation of learning programs. So, may progress report and accomplishment report. So, ano pa? Meron pa tayong action plan, activity proposal, activity matrix for adaptation and implementation of learning programs with annotation yan. Siyempre, describing the relevance and responsiveness of the learning programs to the needs of learners. So, yan ay one. Sa Objective 11 naman, ang ating mga kailangan ay any one of the following. Pili lang kayo kung ano dyan ang meron kayo. So, meron tayong communication letter about the program, project, activity that highlights maintaining learning environments that are responsive to community context. Number two, minutes of consultative meeting, community stakeholders meeting about the program, project, activity that highlights maintaining learning environments that are responsive to community context with proof of attendance. Number three, program, project, activity plan that highlights maintaining learning environments that are responsive to community context. Number four, report on the implementation completion of the program, project, and or activity that maintains learning environments responsive to community context. Objective 12. NCOI pa rin. So, any one of the following. Number one, minutes or notes of coaching and mentoring sessions, meetings, FGDs, or focal group discussions, other collegial discussions. Number two, teaching materials with annotations highlighting the objective sa lesson plan, sa activity sheets, assessment materials, and others. Number three, reflection notes. So, isa lang. Yan. Yan. Nakalagay dyan, isa lang. Objective 13, NCOI, any one of the following pa rin. Number 1, proof of participation involvement in school community partnership for the implementation of a school policy procedure. 2, minutes of the parent teacher conference stakeholders meeting about an implemented school policy procedure with proof of attendance. Number 3, proof of participation involvement in school community partnership for implementation of school policy procedure. Number 4, accomplishment report. So, Objective 14, NCOI, any one of the following pa rin. So, number 1, a reflection or journal entry that highlights practices that uphold the dignity of teaching as a profession. Number 2, annotated evidence of practice including but not limited to the following. First, documented feedback from supervisors, colleagues, and uh, other stakeholders directly reflecting to the rate these good practices that uphold the dignity of teaching as a profession. Remark from Remarks from supervisors, colleague, or master teacher, school head about one's qualities, entries, and performance monitoring and coaching form PMCF or in media review form. Next is the recognition from school community about one's qualities. Please specify. Dito naman tayo sa highly proficient teachers. So, ganun pa rin. Objective 1, 3, 5, 7, COI lahat ito. kailangan nila ay ang classroom observation tool rating sheet or inter-observer agreement form and proof of attendance of colleague. So, 1 and 2 pa rin. 1 or 2. Objective 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, and 12 COI at least one of the following. So, highlights. So, nandiyan ang proof of attendance in coaching and monitoring sessions, meetings, Slack sessions, FGDs, other collegial discussion that highlights the objective. Next, minutes or notes of coaching and monitoring sessions, meetings, FGDs, and collegial discussion that highlights the objective. Next, reflection notes of teachers on the coaching and monitoring sessions, meeting log sessions, FGDs, and other collegial discussions that highlights the objective with proofs of attendance. Next, performance monitoring and coaching form PMCF with annotation highlighting the objective. And objective 11, any one of the following synthesis of evaluation program, projects, activity. Next, minutes of consultative meetings with the parents and other stakeholders. Minutes of focus group discussion with teachers of program, project, activities. Next is the survey on programs, projects, activities that maintain learning environment. Objective 13, syempre nandyan ang evaluation report, minutes of subject area or grade level meetings, minutes of subject area grade level meeting or professional meeting. Next is proof of implementation of school policies and procedures. Objective 14, last, NCOI reflection notes. So total 5 or 6. So dito naman ay titingnan natin sino ang ratee, rater at approving authority. So dito yan. So sa ratee, andyan si head teacher, master teacher, rater, observer, syempre ang school head or ang principal. Approving authority, syempre ang superintendent for small and medium divisions at assistant superintendent for large and very large divisions. So sa kung ang ratee ay teacher, syempre ang rater ay school principal or school head. Kung wala silang master teachers or head teachers or assistant principals. So dito naman ay approving authority, siyempre superintendent for school for small and medium divisions at assistant superintendent naman for large and very large divisions. So kung ang ratee ay teacher at meron naman silang master teacher or head teacher or assistant principal, syempre ang kanilang rater ay ang master teacher, ang MT, ang HT at ang assistant principal. Kasi ang approving authority naman nila ay ang principal or school head. Next, sa ALS. As implementers for school-based naman, syempre ang rater nila ay MT, HT at assistant principal. Ang approving authority ay school head or principal. Sa ALS na implementers na community learning center based, ang EPS for hours or in charge for hours ang kanilang rater at ang approving authority ay ang CID chief. Okay, lapit na. Submission of e-IPCR online system. So, accomplishment of the Excel-based IPCR tool or ratees teachers shall use the official Excel-based electronic IPCR tool in inputting IPCR data for school year 2025-2024. Before finalizing e-IPCR tool, the rater and approving authority shall verify the ratings encoded by the ratees. After finalizing the e-IPCR tool, ratees shall submit it to the school head. The school head and non-teaching personnel assigned shall upload the accomplishment and finalize e-IPCR tools for individual teachers in the system. Uploading the uploading and submission of the eIPCR tool, to upload and submit access the online eIPCR collection and consolidation system at eipcrf.deped.gov.ph using only the official school email account registered in the system. So, paano yun? So, example, ang school, syempre, nandiyan ang school ID, tapos, ang school email accounts natin, ganito kasi yung format niya school ID, tapos at deped.gov.ph. Gano'n lang siya, simple. Registration and access to the online EISPCR system shall strictly for official school email accounts only. So, dapat di natin kakalimutan yung school accounts or school email accounts natin kasi yun yung kailangan natin para makapag-submit tayo ng EIPCR natin. Tools and forms, the following tools shall be used in school year 2024-2025. So, nandiyan na sa annex natin. Aforementioned tools shall also be accessed through the links. So, may links. Pwede natin yan i-scan or pwede natin tong i-search. So, see. Okay, yan. Try natin to i-search. So, ayan, nandito tayo. Continue to this destination. So, nandito lahat ng mga eto na yung mga annex. So, ano ba yung ito yung ating EIPCRF 2044-2025. So, may COT na ba? Okay, ito ang COT. Tingnan natin. Okay, ito ang example ng COT natin for this school year. So, Performance Management and Evaluation System, PMES for Teachers, Classroom Observation Tool, Rating. Ayan. So, pwede nyo tignan yan para mapag-aralan kung ano ba yung pwede nyong gawin. So, laging tatandaan na meron tayong two options, option A and option B. Kung option A, hatiin natin ang observation. So, meron namang sample dun sa memo kung paano mo madidistribute ang objectives na ito for session 1 and session 2 na observation. At kung ang pipiliin mo naman ay option B, lahat dapat ito ay makikita na or maobserbahan na within one classroom or one full classroom observation. Yan. Sana ay natulungan ko kayo. Sana ay naging malinaw na ang itong performance management and evaluation system or ang DM number 17 series of 2025. Ayun lang po. Maraming salamat sa lahat. Huwag kalimutan mag-subscribe for more videos like this. Maraming salamat po.